new windows for different and diverse topics. Strategy is one of the main key pillars of any developed nation, but unstrategic management can be a disaster for some nations. And to speak more about that, I'm so delighted to be accompanied here in the studio by Dr. Amira Sabiq, the strategic management and leadership expert. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening to you and all your audience.
Of course, we know the importance of strategic management and the leadership, but when we are witnessing such a provocative war that's happening right now, or the Middle East crisis that we are witnessing, strategy is 100% indulged when it comes to the architecture of the broader strategic architecture and the means to enhance what's going on. So can you tell us more about it?
Okay, first of all, I would like to clarify that we are approaching the topic in a managerial way, more of a strategic managerial way. When we talk about what's going on now, when we look at it in a historical way, we cannot say that we are actually witnessing a formal declared war. It is not like that. What we instead, it is not a conventional war between two states. Instead, we can call it a prolonged hybrid confrontation, combining mixed, as we can call it, military strikes with intelligence operations, with cyber activities, with proxy engagements. All these things give it the style of non-conventional war. Even the management of war nowadays is different. So in the past, there has been like a full-scale mobilization of army, there has been battlefield engagements, but what we see now in what's going on in the Middle East and all the conflicts that we are seeing, this is not a conventional war. We can say it is a confrontation that occurs under the threshold of open war, yet it is like putting a red line for the opponent not to go beyond, but without saying that this is an open war. We are proving our continuous strategic pressure. So it's a game of strategic pressure more than a conventional war. And this is the new trend we're taking now in wars or in conflicts between countries.
So do you think that the U.S. didn't read the culture, didn't read the real scenario for the Iranians when it comes to this? I mean, a misplanned or a strategic planning when it comes to this war?
I cannot say it's a strategic planning. We can say now that most of the countries now, or all these countries, are playing it in a gray zone. And what we can say now, it's like a gray zone conflict, where actions occur between, as they call it, peace and open war. So these actives consist of airstrikes, it consists of limited airstrikes, it consists of maritime incidents, it consists of intelligence operations, it consists of indirect involvement from third parties. So it is, when you look at it this way, they are not triggering a war. This is not the issue. They are not triggering a war that we are used to. They are just putting pressure on the countries. They want to say, this is our red line, and you have to know where you are and where we are. We can call it, it is a demonstration of capability, it is demonstration of power, it's a demonstration of how we can defend ourselves, and the involvement of the U.S. is saying that this is my territory, and be aware that we have the power over the whole world. With our technology, with our weapons, we are here and we are over and above what's going on. So we should have the privilege of everyone getting back to us whenever they're taking a step. So when you think about it, it is demonstration power, and everyone is using his technology and his power and his capabilities to show that we are big in the area and you have to listen to us. So this is the game that is played now.
So it's a kind of a performance to show off the power of the powerful countries. Meanwhile, Iran, of course, was the topic through years. Not just, it wasn't just provoked right now, but I mean, due also to the geopolitical circumstances that we are living in, lots of political acts, they were speaking about reshaping the power of the world.
Exactly. You know, when you look at it again, we can see a scene of deterrence. Deterrence operations here is showing lots of activities between peace and war, as we said. It is two opponents are showing their capabilities. Israel demonstrating its what we can call advanced layered military structure. It is demonstrating it is a network and it is strong technological weapons. On the other side, we are having Iran that is demonstrating its missile capacity. It is demonstrating its regional reach. So each two countries, every one of them is demonstrating capabilities and power. They are saying that we are not taking actions unless they are calculated, and we don't want escalation. That's what they said now. We don't want, and when you think about it, no one will win from escalation. It is just the power of, you know what I am, as I said, and these are my red lines that you cannot go beyond. So yes, it is a matter of demonstration. No one wants, they want escalation to be controlled. They want escalation to be managed, because everyone is losing. So it is just as it's a demonstration of power and capability for imposing deterrence at the moment it's needed.
So right now also we are not just witnessing a normal wars as it was before. It's not a physical war on the battlefield, but also it's lots of technology, lots of provocative speeches and statements by regimes in different countries of the world, again insisting on who's the powerful. Meanwhile, lots of them, they have, even in the US, lots of statements for the Pentagon about the economic situation, about the manufacturing of the weapons, about the lack of weapons, about, I don't know, they were calculated.
Talking about technology, yes, talking about technology, like everything else now on Earth, technology is replacing human being even in warfare. Now technology is playing the role of, we can say that war is depending a lot on technology. It's depending on it on, now wars are depending on guided missiles. They are depending on, as we say, intelligence operations. They are depending on satellite inspection. They are depending on, we can say, artificial intelligence. They are depending on cyber activities. So we have new tools in the war now. So by the way, and using technology is much, now we find that investing in technology and in technical weapons, we are reducing risking people's life. We are putting our capabilities in invention and our economic resilience in buying and getting this productive or military productions. So now it has become, by the way, economic and technological war more than troops. So yes, like anything on Earth now, technology is playing the biggest part. So that's why when we talk about it, not just technology, we're talking about let us speak about the tools, the new tools that is used now. Technology, yes, technology. We can talk about using a third party. Now, having a third party, an indirect third party, as we call it, proxy engagement, plays big role in our wars now. Using an indirect actor in the scene helps us in to have more geographic extension. It helps us in having extended operational landscape. It helps us in satellite inspection, as we said. It helps us in decreasing human risk. It helps us in what we call confrontation that is denied. We are having confrontation. No, we are not having confrontation. We are not having a war. We are just showing you that we can do. So having a third party is something new for the war, depending on technology. Having an intersection point, now even the geographical distances plays a big role in the wars. For example, Israel and Iran, they are big in distance, there's big distance between them. So what are they using in between them? They are using a place like Syria. So, for example, Syria since 2011 has been put in this war. Syria since 2011, since it has become a place for the Iranian military infrastructure, it has become a very strategic, important arena in the scene. And Israel acknowledged that we are going to strike any weapon transfer in Syria. So Syria and other countries has become, Syria especially, has become a strategic, geographic and operational important intersection point that these two countries can have like indirect confrontation without announcing formally having a conventional war as it used to be. So yes, we are seeing new things that we are not used to, and that's why countries now that are not depending on intelligence, in gathering intelligence, to know what they should do, using what and where, and how to defend themselves, and when to attack, and when to defend, and when, if we don't have this kind of intelligence, if you don't have the equipment and the people who are clever enough to gather intelligence, we will be very fragile. All the big countries now that are capable of entering wars are depending on their power of gathering intelligence. So they know how, what to invest in, and when to attack, what to use. They know how to build their economic strength, because without any economic strength, they will not be able to use productive weapons. They will not be able to pay for the, or to renew infrastructure that get destroyed during wars. They will not be able to pay sanction. So now, yes, we are depending on third parties. We are depending on our economic capabilities. We are depending on our technological capabilities. The way people are thinking for the war, it is not physical power, but it has become economic, mental power, how to calculate things, how to be aware, not to be surprised by what's going on. This is all the things that we are watching now in the scene.
You mentioned something very important again, it's the data. The more you collect data, data is the first step to whatever operation, even if it's military operation, or even if it's something for the good deeds, for humanity. So data planning and planning for the strategy.
Yeah.
Of course, geography was a reason for the operational strikes that we witnessed. So this is also where data,
yes,
right?
Yes, and when we talk about data, we have to know now that one of the things that these countries are investing a lot now is cyber. Cyber activities now is playing, we can call cyber activities is playing a central point in okay, we can military structure. Cyber now is playing the role of let me say it, guiding our strikes, getting information and guiding our strikes. They know quite well when and why, and that's why cybersecurity now is big part of the war. Data, as you said, geographic distances, and that's why, because of the geographic distance, we are using new countries entering the war.
Including.
Yes, as intersection points. Yes. So when we look at it, you find out who are the two opponents. Now we don't have two clear opponents because there are strikes everywhere. Who are the opponents? Now it is not one in front of one. It is power of some countries in front of power in front of other countries. That's what is happening now, and that's what we hope that we don't want them to, as you said, to plan it without being strategically looking for what is going to happen. We need more wise people to be, wise power to be in charge. Actually, what's going on now, it's just showing power without any kind of wisdom, But what we are seeking now, that these people can sit and see the losses what we are in, and lots of the things that we are losing now is for nothing. It goes in vain. So we hope that another action can be taken during the coming period, hopefully.
Well, of course, we hope for the best, because His Excellency also, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Badr Abdel Ati, on a daily basis, like last statement was today, calling for peaceful agreements, for negotiation, for more political talks and a negotiating table when it comes to also those Arab countries. And commenting on that is that it's a big decline for Egypt, for any for any attacks or for any Arab countries when it comes to its sovereignty or integrity or its regional borders. So I think Egypt also is now calling for that. Thank God we are living peacefully here. We're not witnessing those strikes and all of that. So, and even people who had to leave the Arab countries for reasons, UK called for her citizens, US the same. But I don't think that we did have lots of foreigners who left Egypt up till now because of even President Donald Trump himself. He said that they are in a safe region. So this is we should be proud of that due to what we are witnessing right now when it comes to geopolitical circumstances.
Actually, lots of people were saying that Egypt is not having Egypt is acting in a passive way. Lots of people cannot differentiate between being wise and between being passive. I think now, what we are in now, it shows that President Sisi was wise enough not to be part of this game that's taking place. And since we are now away from this, we are having the time and the mentality to find wise solutions. And I'm sure that Egypt will have a stronger interference in the coming area, a stronger wise interference. We have the power as Egypt, we have the capabilities, but we are wise enough not to do or to enter such a demonstration just for the sake of demonstration. Thanks God we are having wise leadership for the country that knows that we are strong enough, but we don't want to have losses. We don't want to have losses in our infrastructure. We don't want to have losses in our human life. We don't want this. We want to be away and we want to have peace. And now, yes, lots of people, thanks God that nobody is leaving Egypt like what is going in Gulf area now and many Arab countries. Egypt is one of the safest places now. And when we really look at it in a strategic way, this shows that our government is really planning in a strategic way without bragging it, without announcing what we are doing. But we know that we are capable and we know that we are safe enough to keep ourselves away from this going on incidents in the area.
I guess President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi also always calls for peace, and he's very busy with something else. He's very busy with flourishing Egypt more when it comes to international arenas in different sectors, focusing on the infrastructure, the mega projects, the bilateral relations that we are enhancing right now with lots of countries around the world we didn't even know that we did have bilateral relations with. So we are in another phase. We are not just getting involved, as you said, with this nonchalant actions and all those stupid, actually, strikes and all of that.
When we talk especially about the Egyptian leadership, I have to mention that our media, especially our media in Egypt, is playing a big role in our psychological approaches as people. For example, our leadership, they are always giving us positive pictures that we are okay, which is right, okay? Other countries, which is doing opposite than Egypt now, their media is sending them negative messages. So when you look at their societies started to lose trust and confidence. When you look at their technology, yes, they invested a lot in it, but they started to lose a lot of money in what they built. When they look at their economic, definitely they are having a lot of destruction that will definitely impact their economy. When you look at their what we can say, political life, there started to be disturbance. So we are away from all these threats. Thanks God that we are not, but all these threats will definitely negatively affect, it will affect people's psychology, it will affect international perception, it will affect investors' trust. All these countries now are facing this. Being us as Egypt away from this, it shows wise strategic planning. It shows that we care about our people, we know how to defend them, and we are not fragile. Thanks God that we are in such hands.
I guess Egypt is doing a great job on different, actually, arenas, though that our army just jumped from like 8 points, one of the strongest armies in the world. We do have that. We did lots of navigation, maritime exercises with different countries of the world. Also, we're speaking about the crisis when it comes with good deeds to other countries like the Strait of Hormuz, what's happened.
Yeah.
And Egypt was the reason of a new era when it comes to this field.
Yes, as we said, Egypt is like the wise guy who's sitting and watching the incidents and is very good at analysis. Egypt has the capability because they are not under pressure. What really makes Egypt not fragile and strong enough is that we are not under direct pressure, at least, okay? Everyone, they know who we are and that we are not threatened, and we know what we are doing. So in all these situations, President Sisi showed that I have the wise voice here. We are trying to build up our economic resilience. We are keeping our economic resilience. We are keeping our political trust. We are keeping our still infrastructure, as you said. So we are not after what other countries are doing in demonstration things and bragging things. We are away from this. We want to put our plan to build inside. We want to build our country. We want to have more infrastructure. We want to have more investment. By the way, now it showed, like a while ago, people were saying, oh, we have to invest in this car. I'm talking about countries that are very good for investment. We have to invest here or invest there. Egypt maybe was not big in that time. I think maybe at this crisis, Egypt showed that no, we are capable and we are safe to come and invest many more than other countries that you thought that they are better. So we don't need to brag, but as we said, our actions, our reactions showed who we are.
It speaks louder because it's
Exactly.
it's very obvious actually, because our government, thank God, also it cares about its citizens. We have, on the other hand, people like striking and they don't care about their citizens. But
Yeah.
here we have our regime and our government is seeking lots of initiatives, is seeking a lot of new channels for youth. Indulging them with different international summits or even inviting delegations, summits, conferences. So we're in another phase. Like we are very concentrated and very
About this concentration, you are totally right. If you watch other countries' TV, you will find that all the time they're talking about the war and what's going on, which is, we sometimes deal with it, definitely in Egypt, but this is not our main issue that we are revolving around, because this is, yes, we care about our neighbors, we care about our countries, we care about our people, definitely we care about them, but we are still focusing on what we have been building for the previous years. We don't want to throw all our achievements and risk all our achievements, just wasting our time in bragging and saying things and taking into this political conflict. No, we are in the issue, but we in a wise way. We don't have to speak loud because our actions speak loud, and we are more focusing in our plan, in our new government, in our new ministries, in how to build our infrastructure. So yes, I always say I feel very proud that I'm in safe hands that are wise enough not to put us or throw us just because we are in the area. Thanks God we are away from this, and we hope to remain away from this because we have lots of things to do.
Actually, Egypt is very grounded, let's say, very grounded now, positioning itself when it comes to political leadership. Let's speak about that. Economy, because His Excellency also said that a stable region and stable country, a peaceful country means good investment, excellent economy. So we are seeking this we are in a different world, actually.
And as you said, now we are gaining the trust of investors, we are gaining the trust of our people, our youth. Whenever you remember last episode, we were talking about the empowerment of youth, and we said that lots of people are seeking to go and work abroad. Now people started to say, no, I want to stay in my country because safety and peace is very important, and Egypt now is known for safety and peace more than any other countries. We are ready to go into any confrontation if we had to. We are not weak, but we don't have to. We are busy doing other things. Talking about the war, I hope that these countries that are in now and that have been pushed to be part of it, although they didn't want to, and they started to lose lots of their investments, and they started to lose lots of their power, just to have a wise conversation. Hopefully the big power unfortunately, talking about the big powers that are in the scene now, their role shouldn't be like this. Their role should have been a balanced position to support the weak ones, to have positive conversations, to find solutions. If you want to show that you are a major power in the area or a major power in the world, use it in a wise way. Don't go into this conflict. Be over and above. But unfortunately, to show that they are major part of the scene, they went inside the conflict, so they are not big enough as they wanted to show us.
Because yes, 100%. Because one of the biggest countries, let's say about the U.S., they have they were suffering also from economy when it comes to the nation nagging. Even the nation, they don't want to be involved with taxes and lots of things indulged with the war. They don't care about the war. They don't care about even Trump's opinion when it comes to expanding more in the Middle East, or just being busy with other countries around the world, more being busy fixing lots of corruption in his state. But I think also that we are so blessed that when it comes to that, because the U.S. itself, the first 100 hours of the war, it did cost them $3.7 billion. So imagine, and they still want to manufacture more.
People who are in the States now, they don't agree on upon what's happening now. They don't feel safe. They don't agree that, they don't feel peaceful. Life is becoming very tough for them. Everywhere things are becoming much costly, and life is becoming very hard for everyone. Do you remember the American dream? Is there the American dream till now? No, there's not. People wanted to go to the States to fulfill their American dream. I don't think the American dream is there anymore. I don't think that people now are seeking to go and live there. They don't feel that this is the big country that they will fulfill all their dreams in. It is not like that anymore. Maybe people started to go to the Arab countries more than the States, more than Europe, because the conflicts that has been in the European countries, the conflict that has been in the USA, it negatively impact the standard of living for people there. It negatively impacted people peace, people trust. So things started to show. It was not a real dream, it was a fake dream. If you want a real dream to live, it has to be depending on a vision, a clear vision. It has to be built on ethical approaches. It has to be built on economic stability. It has to be built on investing in technology. It has to be built on instead of working in gray zones, to be very clear and to talk openly. So these countries that used to be big ones are not having these nowadays. They started to lose it because being in lots of conflicts and wars, and by the way, talking about the USA,
dragged,
and there is a lot of conflict inside the American citizens themselves. So they have now, the USA is having internal conflict and external conflict. Tell me, who can bear this? Which country will progress when it has internal and external conflicts? So they are losing trust. They are losing. And I don't want, as I said, I don't want to approach it politically, but I think even people in the USA now, they need to revise their decisions about how they choose their leadership, how they choose their policies, how they work on the relationship with countries. I think now things are becoming clearer, and I'm sure that when you speak to people, regular people in the USA, they are not happy with what is going. None.
Of course, and even we witnessed the huge raise of the employment, which jumped, I don't know the percent right now, but it did jump in a massive way. So they don't have the safety, they don't have a leadership that thinks about the citizens, they have lots of taxes, they were dragged by force to actions, news, and all of that. I know lots of American citizens, they left already. They left to other countries.
One of the things that the USA is not putting in mind is that the USA is built on services, not production. There is not real manufacturing in the USA. USA is a service country. Like 90% of its revenue based on services. And services, in contrast to products, services depend on trust, depend on comfort. So don't you know that now people will not trust in the services you are offering? 100%. People will not believe in you. People will not believe in your intentions. People will not believe in your decisions. So if your economy is based on services and services is based on trust, so this is a red flag for you. You have to bear in mind that you are going to lose a lot.
I guess everyone knows what a red flag means right now. It's not a picadillo. It's not something that did by chance. But we hope for the best, of course, and we hope for the best is yet to come, of course, for the Middle East and all the region around us, and especially Egypt. Well, Dr. Amira Sabiq, I'm so sorry we came to the end of our episode.
It was a great pleasure talking to you as usual.
I'm so delighted to be
and
to have
we
you
really
always.
hope that all our Arab countries to get safe again very soon, because we all have siblings, we all have relatives, we all have people there. So we wish the area comfort, peace, and to get back to the regular life very soon, hopefully.
Of course, hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we came to the end of this episode. Promise we'll be back next week with more interesting topics. Until then, best regards from me, Shuruq Baki.